So this is on page 198. And we're going to find something interesting happens. We're actually going to turn back temporarily to page 197. And we're going to look at what happens when we put a number inside the function. So I'm going to replace the x with the 2x, so now I'm going to have 2x cubed. Now with the y values, we notice this just multiplied our y value by whatever number was there. So when we had a number outside the function, it just multiplied your y value by that number. Now we have a number inside the function, so our gut feeling would probably be, oh, I think I should multiply the x by 2. But what's the problem with x's? X's are liars. They lie to you. They go in the opposite direction. So notice what happens. Instead, if, for example, on this graph, they have labeled for you point A. Point A happens to be at 4,64. And if I change and had a 2 inside, I do not multiply by 2. I instead, and you can either think of it as dividing by 2, but I will always talk about multiplying by the reciprocal or the flip of the fraction. So what did we do? I would say here, we multiplied x by 1 over 2 instead, or cut it in half. So x's are liars again. If you had 1/4, on this blue graph, you would have 16, 64. You're going to multiply the x by, and this is why I like using the reciprocal, your brain is going to do multiplication better than it's going to do division. So you could either say divide by 2 and divide by 1/4, or you could say multiply by half or multiply by the reciprocal or 1.
All right, good morning, Huskies.
At least written down. I'll do the explanation. So we'd already talked about x's are liars. So this 1/2 being inside the function, 1/2 of course is equal to 1/2. That's a fraction. That means you're going to multiply by the reciprocal is 2 over 1. You could just write x by 2. So I took each x point. This one's at -3, I made it -6. This one was at -1, I made it -2. This one, which was at 3, I multiplied by 2, I got 6. And this one where the x value is 4, I multiplied by 2, and I got 4. So if we want to look at one particular point, here we have 4, -2. The x value got multiplied by 2, and it became 8, -2. That's all that's happened, is the x value gets multiplied by 2. So then we have a new domain, a new range, and I made a little mistake on the second range there before, but thanks for catching it. Does it make sense that your domain changes because you've multiplied x values by 2, but that your range would stay the same because nothing has happened to y? So you can circle questions 4 and 8 for practice.